What's up, people? We're back. It's episode 52.
52.
Tough times.
In December. What a season, huh? Christmas time.
It honestly is a season. It's a season of, I don't really drink coffee that much, but when the winter comes, the coffee also follows. I hit you up before the show. I said, hey, man, I'm going down to Starbucks. You need a cup of coffee? And he was just like, nah, I'm making coffee at my house.
Yeah, they don't contain enough sugar at that Starbucks to quench my thirst.
My favorite part is how you didn't offer me a cup of your coffee.
I knew you wouldn't want it. I didn't want to put you in the position of saying no.
Financially, though, it's tough times in the winter, You figure, maybe I save $10, go over to Misbah's, have a cup.
True. You did have a good cup last time. I saw you.
It was pretty good there. It's pretty good there.
Yeah. But you know what else comes back this time? Mariah Carey.
What?
This is her season.
Really?
Yeah. When else do you hear Mariah Carey throughout the rest of the year?
I guess you got a point. Yeah.
It's only right now. She comes out of retirement, goes to Disney, sings, goes to the Times Square.
She's kind of got a monopoly on Christmas songs.
Her and maybe Sinatra, but he's passed, so I don't know if it.
I'd be pumping out Christmas albums if I was a musician. Maybe we'll come out with a Christmas album. You think?
Can you play an instrument?
I'm sure I could.
That's Ryan's answer to everything.
I used to play percussion,
I have a ukulele. If you could do piano, we could have a band.
I have to do piano.
I've heard you say you wanted to do the keyboard or something.
I could do the keyboard, I guess.
You could play the flute.
Yeah.
I can see you. Or a tuba. You're a tuba kind of man, I think.
I don't know about a tuba. Why do I look like a tuba kind of guy?
All right, fine. Trumpet.
You
just,
If anything, you look like a tuba kind of guy with those thigh muscles. You look like you have the structure for carrying a tuba.
You need it. You probably build some.
This guy, man, he didn't skip leg day at all. He was like, I'm wearing shorts today so people could see the sheer power in my legs.
No, I'm going to the gym after, so I.
You look like you just flipped a tire on the way over here.
Do I look too intimidating for Planet Fitness?
You look like you were about to fuck me up when you walked in my house.
I didn't even take my jacket or backpack off. I just hopped on your pull-up bar.
Yeah, he actually he took off a weight vest and dropped it on my floor the minute he got inside my house.
Yeah, and then that dropped on your foot. And
yeah, no.
Now it's broken.
Speaking of dropped on my foot, today's guest, we got this blender here. It's very heavy. It's approximately 10 pounds.
Wow. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead, give it a pick up. Don't pick it up by this part because that's how I did
it. What were you trying to make that this happened?
See, and it's a shame too because when you go to the doctor and she was like, "What happened to your foot?" and I was like, "Well, I dropped a blender on it." And she's like, "What time did you do this at?" And I was like, "Around 2:30 a.m. on Saturday." And she's just like,
"What were you doing?"
She's just like, "Oh, margaritas late night." And I was like, "No, I'm a reseller," and I was taking photographs of it.
Of what, margarita?
No, of the blender.
Oh, of the blender.
Yeah, I was trying to sell it.
Oh, dude, you weren't even trying to make something with it.
Nope, just
That's
trying to sell it.
Honestly, I feel like you would have developed a hatred for whatever food that was.
I actually already hate blenders now.
Yeah, what is this? What brand?
Cuisine Art.
Okay, it looks sturdy, but I mean, honestly, I feel like the ninjas and stuff are a little
I don't know.
cooler.
I mean, my dad got a blender coming for Christmas, and now I'm terrified of blenders, not even the blade. Isn't it funny that the scariest part about a blender to me isn't even the blade, it's the weight of it?
Yeah. Wait, so you were picking it up, and then what happened? It just
separated from the base, and both of them dropped on me.
On which part of your toe?
The big toe, and it. So
you're not wearing a shoe on that leg. That's
I can't. I actually cannot get a shoe on this foot right now at this time.
So when you go outside, what do you do?
I wear slides everywhere.
Oh, that's smart.
Even in the winter. Yeah, it's cold, but it's the foot is just in so much pain. I actually took it to.
Is it broken?
Here's the funny part, right? I was gonna suck it up and tough it out over the next few days, but then I had multiple people tell me that I needed to get something done. They were like, you got to go to a doctor. They're like, you have health insurance? I was like, yeah. They're like, you got to go to a doctor. So I was like, okay. So here I am, right? By the way, I showed it to a nurse, right? I was in the line at the post office. It's the most bizarre thing ever, right? I'm in the line at the post office, and
they have good reviews there, by the way.
The post office?
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
And the UPS store.
It's actually pretty bizarre.
I know. Rare.
Because every time I'm in there, it seems like some chaos is going on in there, and the wait seems long. But anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm in there in the line there, and this lady's like, "Why are you wearing slides in the winter?" It's just kind of aggressive question, but I obliged and I answered her.
Well, you asked me that aggressively. Why are you wearing shorts here?
I mean, shorts is a little bit different. You know, it's like 30 degrees outside, and you just wearing shorts.
True, you're still wearing socks, so they're kind of covered.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm in line at the post office, and this lady posed the question to me, why are you wearing slides in winter? And I was like, well, I dropped a blender on my foot, and then told her the whole spiel on that. And then she said, you mind if I take a look? I'm a nurse, you know? And I was like, oh, okay.
Wait, this is a person in line or working in the UPS?
Just a lady in line. Mind you, she has a Russian accent.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was like a little bit terrible. She was like, let me take a look at your foot. You know?
Are you sure it was Russian?
It was Russian, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Because she was just like, you know, it's funny that Russian, the accent is actually like done a little bit slower.
Yeah,
you know?
Lags a little bit.
It's not Russian at all.
yeah. There's a little bit of lag
Yeah, it's
time.
very slow. It sounds like they just had like a glass of milk with some fig Newtons or something. But anyway.
Vladimir.
But anyway.
Slow.
Yeah, it's definitely a little slower. But she was, so I took my sock off and I showed her my foot and she goes, oh, yeah, like when she had that reaction, it was
Dude, and
terrifying.
Russians have a good pain threshold.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Wow.
When she made that face, I was like, oh, maybe I should get this checked out, you know? And she's like, I'm concerned you're not getting circulation. You might. And I was just
You might
like,
have to cut your toe
dude, and that's
off.
all I thought, man. I was like, dude, she's talking about removing the toe for sure, you know?
Bro, the irony, because you're not even like a diabetic. You make fun of me for the sugar.
Dude, it was.
Wouldn't that be something if you had to get your toe chopped off?
It would be horrible.
Oh,
and like, so then I was like, immediately went home and I was like, all right, I gotta go to like urgent care now. And then I was like, you know, let me shoot my dad one last, like, hey, should I go to the hospital?
One last text. Oh, I love this.
Yeah. And it's like always funny too, because I'm always seeking medical advice from a guy who's like, medical advice 98% of my life has been just to suck it up.
Yeah,
you know, and
yeah.
then the other 2% is like slap duct tape on it. So it's just like, I was like, you know, Dad,
Make a splint.
I hit him up. I was like, Dad, should I see a podiatrist? And he was like, I don't know. I would see like an ortho. And I was just like, do you know what a podiatrist is? You know, it's a doctor who specializes in feet. And he was just like, well, they're so limited. You know?
I love that answer.
I was like, all right, this is great.
It is true. It's like, what if it's anything outside of your foot that also is affecting
I
this?
mean,
like,
yeah.
They're like, oh, I got to write you up for an ortho appointment.
Yeah, we gotta have you see somebody else now because it's the ankle now. It's not the foot anymore. He's like, I'm sorry, man.
I feel like orthos are bougier, though.
I ended up seeing a podiatrist, you know.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, of course, because like I'm not an idiot, you know. You got to see the foot specialist. Like this guy spent years in college on feet, you know.
So you didn't go to your primary or whatever urgent care first?
I did go to an urgent care.
What'd they say?
They were in my network.
What'd they say?
Can we have $85?
And what'd you say?
I guess. So then.
Okay, so did you get any information from that?
What do you mean? What, like information? Oh yeah. So they x-rayed my foot, and then she took me in the other room, and it was funny to me too. It was the first time they ever collected money up front from me when I'm getting like a medical thing done.
Oh, you're right.
I was like, wow, urgent care's got to figure it out, because like, you know, if I get the treatment, I'm obviously not like.
Well, they're trying, dude. That's how it works in India.
It's pretty hard to pay for it, you know. Like, I mean, I always pay for it, but I'm just saying, like, if you look at it, it's just like it doesn't hurt your credit score. You can't go to jail for it.
Right.
What are you paying it for?
Yeah. In India.
I mean, I get it. I would, if anybody was ever coming to me for medical bills, I'd probably pay it.
True. But in India, bro, they won't operate on you even if you're close to dying until you
That's wild.
get money, because there's not enough hospitals.
Couple rupees.
You know,
it sounds like you got to do like a Zelda quest with their currency over there.
Yes.
Right. It's the rupees, right?
Rupees. And
what is
like,
$1 equivalency to rupees?
I don't. Maybe like 70 last time I remember.
See, I love currency exchanges like that. You're just like, yeah, it's like 73.5 rupees. You're like, what?
Bro, you could get a haircut for like 50 rupees. And a massage with it.
Well, you said massage. Like
and a shave.
A nice shave sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, dude, have you ever seen those videos of Indian barbers shaving like dandruff hair? It's apparently like a video people like to watch it who have dandruff. It avoids you from trying to itch your own hair.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? So it's literally like just like this guy shave and it's just like dandruff flying off, and apparently it's very satisfying to some people. I mean, not me. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I prefer Head and Shoulders.
Yeah. Rinse
Shampoo.
and repeat, right?
Yeah, rinse and repeat. Yeah.
Okay, so after you got out of there, did you go to the foot specialist? What did they say?
Oh, she was like, she's like, I could train that toe.
Train that toe.
Drain it.
Oh.
Which, mind you, she came in the room aggressive. No gloves on. Just came in, said, let me take a look at this foot. Grabbed it with her bare hands. I was like, wow. I was like, respect for this doctor. She just knows she's getting into feet.
Wow.
And then, like, I started thinking, like, man, this is probably like one of the nicest foots she's seen today.
Yeah, it's
You
just
know,
blue
compared
and
to other
purple
ones,
at
she's
the
like,
end.
nah, this kid dropped a weight on his foot. This is light work. Which was funny, too, because I like had seen her, like, eating lunch prior to, like, checking my foot out. So I was like, man, this girl just, like, right away.
Dude, it probably looks like a gusher.
She stuck a needle in there and drained it.
You got a needle in there?
Dude, I hate needles, man. I was passed out. She was like, you going to pass out on me? I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know.
Wait, where did they
I'm going to lose the
needle?
toenail.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, I was devastated when she said that. I was like, I let it rip in the office. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I was like, the whole nail. She's like, don't worry, it'll grow back. I was like, psh.
2 years from now.
I've had this one for 28 years. And it's like, what? It's gone now? I'm just going to be there with no nail.
Wait,
Imagine, like, somebody catches a sight of that no-nail foot. People are going to think I'm a weirdo. They're going to be like, look at this guy.
Did it get severed when you dropped the blender?
Dude, it was so painful, man. It was some of the worst pain ever, man. I was in an Xbox party,
Your
right?
neighbors were probably like, what the hell
It's
happened?
2:30 in the morning, right? I'm in an Xbox party with like 5 of my friends, and I put the headset down, and I like was like listing stuff for like an hour, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to the Xbox party, just play some video games. But that was like one more post, and man, when I dropped that blender, I was screaming in my apartment for 30 minutes, probably like 30 minutes. And it's funny, like, I haven't been in that much pain where your first thought is to just like, you know, you're just like, oh my God, like, should I just cut this toe off and we'll just be done with it? But it was just like,
It's
nah.
a lot of cleanup.
I need my toe, you know?
Yeah. Can you imagine if they were like, oh, we got to take it off?
I couldn't say things like, I'm 10 toes down anymore.
It'd become a thing. I mean, I think it affects your stability a little bit, to be honest. It's
What?
connected, like, your glute, a lot of, like, that
I'd
activation.
be limited to
connects your-
counting with my hands and feet to 19.
Yes. But even when you're walking, it would just kind of switch up a little bit, I think.
That's what people say.
Yeah. I mean, so what's the recovery time on this? What did they tell you?
Dude. Well, the recovery time I didn't really get from the urgent care specialist, but the guy at the gas station, he told me, he had told me that it's probably going to be like that for 2 to 3 weeks.
And then what did the Russian at the UPS store say?
She said that doesn't look good. You know, that's what she said. And
Wait, that was the rest of her advice? She was like, I got to stay out of this.
yeah, and then I just like it was like a clean cut to the end of that conversation. She just like kind of stopped talking to me. I think she like was like just like
Infected.
flashbacks on like all of the injuries she's seen as a Russian nurse.
Right.
You know?
Dude, if she thought it was bad, it was bad.
Yeah, I know.
That's what probably
I
made
know.
you, like, go.
Dude,
Right?
her facial expression, I wish I could capture it because it was terrifying.
They don't hold back sometimes. So it's like, oh, you know? It's like
Yeah, it
Indian
was like
people,
you may
oh.
die
Yeah.
from this, and I was like, damn.
Oh, dude,
Damn.
that's terrible. Dude, at that point, I would just eat as much sugar as possible if you're going to lose a toe anyway. You know what I mean? Just
This
drink
guy's
as much
logic.
cola as
He's
you
a
can.
fitness freak over here, man. He's just like, yeah, man, you know, I'd eat as much sugar as possible.
Why do you think I'm a fitness freak? It's so I can eat the
Yeah.
sugar, you know?
Speaking of fitness, you hear about the Liver King?
Oh, dude, I heard. Unbelievable. I mean, it's believable.
Joe Rogan,
actually.
man, he just like, from day one, he was like, that guy's on roids. I love how Joe
Yeah.
Rogan's like, do you hear about this whole Chronicles with him?
I didn't hear fully, but I
Liver
saw the
King's been
headlines.
chasing Joe Rogan down. The Liver King's been chasing Rogan down, trying to get on his podcast.
And he hasn't been on it before.
No, and
Okay.
Rogan just keeps saying, like, no, dude. Like,
Yeah.
he's like been showing up to his stand-up shows, sitting up front and everything.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awkward.
Yeah. Rogan like talked about it on his podcast. He like aired him out. It was pretty funny.
Dude.
It was pretty
Wait,
funny.
so what's he trying to do? Like, come on to kind of justify what's happening a little bit?
All right, just to be like, I've been on steroids.
Because here's the thing. Rogan's on steroids, but he admits he's on steroids.
Yeah, but is he?
Yeah. He says he takes TRT, which is like testosterone replacement therapy.
Wow.
So but he's not competing in anything, so it doesn't matter. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like if you're competing in something or you're marketing yourself as a very like all natural person, which dude, he is. He's like, I eat liver raw, you know, without like cooking it. So it's kind of like people get annoyed when you're like, yo, you're taking roids too? Like what? What's his response to that? Is he denying that he takes it or
Who?
Liver King?
He was denying it for like about a year or longer, and then out of nowhere he just kind of came out and was like, yeah, I am.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then he just started talking about like mental health and awareness, and it was
man,
it was actually like a crazy like little like confession, and it was just like, oh man, this is not good.
So what's I mean, he's still gonna keep doing his thing. It's not really gonna stop him, I feel like, but maybe his sales will be down for the products.
Yeah, I can see that
because he has like pills, like liver. It's like condensed into like pills, like liver extract or whatever.
Really?
Yeah,
that's weird.
He has supplements. You know what I mean? That's part of the.
You know about his supplements?
Yeah, like I
Do
don't.
you take supplements?
Not anymore.
No.
No.
So your thigh muscles are all natural then.
Yeah, but dude, they don't function the same way they look. You remember the couch?
Yeah, this guy, man, watching him struggle lifting a couch.
Dude, it was not the heaviness of it. It was the distance. We like went down a set of stairs, out the door, down another set of stairs, into the road, into the truck.
And that's how you know fitness is bullshit.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Look at me. I was able to do it, no problem.
It's all an illusion.
Yeah.
At the time,
mental.
you had a bench press in your kitchen, actually.
Yeah, I was just grinding the lift then.
Wasn't that something? Did you ever like run into that thing in the middle of the night?
Did I run into that thing in the middle of the night? Misbah, of course.
Literally in the
middle
center of
of the
your
kitchen. I mean, it was a pretty optimum location to put something.
It was honestly an island.
It was like an island, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you could probably honestly use the
Put a
end
couple
of
cases of water underneath of it.
Well, on the barbell, you could actually make like oven mitts and like, you know, your apron, whatever else you got going on.
Yeah, you have an apron at the house?
No, I don't. I just felt like you do.
Why would I have an apron if you don't?
You were messing around with blenders. You've been also, what is it? You've been grilling? You have a grill here too, right?
Yeah, but it's like kind of winter season now. You tone down the grilling now at this point.
Do you still have that territory outside, or did that neighbor come
No,
back?
yeah, I still have it. I pretty much gave him the back, and he gave me the front there.
Yeah, it's just like, I guess it's too wet. I mean, is there a roof out there or no?
No.
It's wet now, man. It's just rain.
Oh, there is a little bit of a little roof there. It is kind of nice.
Yeah. Dude, did you see Elon Musk might buy out GM?
GM, really?
Yeah, because they're basically in a lot of debt from trying to
That's too
emulate, you know, the
Didn't Obama
electric
bail
thing.
them out?
Yeah, I think they
I thought Obama was like, yo, guys, I got you.
Yeah, I mean, that was a while ago, though, right? I mean,
yeah.
you know, and especially like they made a big switch to try to make everything electric, and it was just way more expensive than it was for Elon to do
Yeah.
it, you know?
Well, it's because Elon figured it out.
Yeah, and so I think he was joking around about it, but
Yeah,
you know?
he's joking about buying Twitter, you know?
That's true. Did you see he met with the French president today?
That's interesting. I wonder why.
They talked about like content moderation for kids and like some other things, and he kind of made them like publicly on Twitter like agree to it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we talked about content moderation and also freedom of speech and maintaining that, and you know, keeping it safe for our kids. And then Elon said like, absolutely.
Dude, my buddy almost got scammed by Elon.
By him or
well, scammers that were using Elon's like likeness.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, these deepfakes are getting out of control.
Yeah.
Like there's like my buddy called me. I was at the football game on Sunday, and he called me up, and he's like, "Dude, you gotta get on this
Eagles
website."
Game?
It was the Giants Commanders.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, it was like so.
That's why I'm like, I don't think you go to Eagles games for that. Yeah.
But anyway, he calls me, and I'm like a little hammered, and he's just like calls me up. He's like, "Dude, you gotta go on this website right now. Elon and the former CEO of Twitter are giving out crypto." He's like, listen to this, right? He goes, all you have to do is send them any amount of crypto between 0.1 Bitcoin and 1,000 Bitcoin, and they will double it for you one time only.
Wow, that's a lot of Bitcoin, isn't it?
Yeah, does that sound like a scam to you?
Of course it does.
Dude, it was like my immediate reaction was like, hey, bud. Like, I had to let him down slowly, you know? I was like, hey, bud, like, that's not real.
What did he say?
He's like, dude, it's real, man. And then I was like, dude, it's not real. Like,
wait, did he actually go through with it?
no, he came around and he was like, oh, yeah, this is, he's like, dude, don't send them anything. Don't send them anything.
Because it is
Mid-phone call.
Dude, once they have it also, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You know, like, you can't get that back. And, dude, nowadays, it's
And
like...
meanwhile, he calls me after I just got, like, robbed of all my crypto on PayPal.
That's what I was just thinking. I mean, you did recover it, so
Thank God.
Did you think about giving it back?
No, to who?
I mean,
To who?
I guess, like, just investing it, you know, back into the market.
No, I left it there.
Oh.
I didn't want it to be suspicious. Like, I didn't want them to think I was being shady and just pull it out right away.
True, yeah.
I wanted to be like, hey, PayPal, you guys got it back from me? Fine, I'll just leave it in there because you guys are secure, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, technically...
Technically, you are secure if you replace that.
Very true.
So I'll leave it there.
It's also, I guess, like, what kind of crypto was it? Bitcoin?
It was Bitcoin and Ethereum.
What's happening to Ethereum right now? Is it down?
So it dropped 70%, then it went up 1,300%.
Right now?
That's what it said. That was an article I read. I don't know if it actually did or not.
Isn't it crazy? You don't know what's real anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Dude. Like, everything's
what?
like, I don't know.
Like, what am I reading?
Yeah, dude.
What am I watching?
It's very strange times. Tough times.
Dude, did you see that truck? I don't remember exact. I think it's in Virginia.
Wow.
It took a tumble off of, like, the top of a freeway and came down on another truck that was already, like, messed up.
No,
Dude, you got to look at the video. It's
Wow.
insane. You're like, how did that happen? And then in Vancouver, it's snowing obviously there, right? Dude, they have hills. The cars are like just like you.
It's kind of like weather profiling, huh? To assume it's
to-
snowing there.
I have evidence.
No, that, like how nervous you got, man. Like I was like calling you out for something new. It was like the weatherman was gonna cancel you. You're like, God damn, I don't want to piss the weather people off.
Dude,
like, I have proof. I have proof. There's pictures of it snowing there.
Dude, being a weather person is such a stable job.
I mean, you could be wrong,
Tynan,
and it doesn't matter.
Well, and Cecily Tynan has been the weather person for how many years now? Like literally 10 years ago, I remember we did like a 5K where like she was running.
Or Hurricane Schwartz.
Huh?
Hurricane Schwartz.
No, there was another one.
That guy, he's a guy.
Oh, I thought you were naming a hurricane.
No, he's like a guy.
What'd you say, Hurricane Schwartz?
Yeah, he's like a weatherman in Philly.
Oh, he follows hurricanes?
No, he's just a weather guy. That's his nickname.
That's
so
his Twitter handle.
Yeah, it's just like sick.
Because why? What's his name? Like Robert, and it's taken.
It's so bizarre. You like don't even like. I still don't even understand the weather. If I was to even watch it, it's like, hey, there's a 30% chance of rain today. It doesn't even mean that it's like 30% chance of it raining today. It means that it's like 30% that 30% of this area. Or something.
I know.
It's like deeper than that.
I heard about that recently too.
Well, who are you guys trying to trick? Who are you trying to trick right now? Just give us the facts.
It's also like, you know how they have the Real Feel one? It's like, why not have a Real Feel version of the rain percentage? Because nobody needs. Who cares about 30% of the area? Like, what does? I don't know if that's actually.
I feel like Alexa made them kind of obsolete.
What, Alexa
like
made
watching
what
the
weather?
news.
Yeah, would you talk to your Alexa a lot?
Of course, all the time.
I got
What's
freaked
the weather
out.
today? All this. Put a song on.
What's the weather today? All this.
Yeah.
Okay, let's. Do we have Alexa on the air right now?
Yeah, she's over there. Alexa, volume 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll get her up a little.
All right. What's next? What do you?
Now, Alexa, what's the weather?
The current weather is 53 degrees Fahrenheit with showers.
53 degrees with showers.
Rainy weather with a low of 49 degrees. Would you also
Hey, Alexa, hey. We didn't ask for all that.
thanks for
No, Alexa, stop. You see that? That's the problem with Alexa. Sometimes she just runs her mouth, and it's just like, hey, calm down over there. You know, you've had the show. All we wanted was the weather. We didn't want all that extra for tonight. I don't want the forecast for tomorrow. I don't want you to also tell me that you could learn my voice if I do a couple practice voice lessons with you. You know, it's just kind of like, I don't want to get into all that, you know? And she just kind of runs her mouth a little bit too much.
I love how this is like a domestic disturbance.
I mean, that's the Chronicles of a Single Male. You know, you get lonely sometimes and you have a nice calming woman's voice around.
Dude, do you know in different countries it's a different voice?
You know that was a movie?
What?
A guy he like fell in love with like a digital voice AI.
It's
It was Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called. I think it's called something. I don't know.
Was it old?
It won a lot of awards.
How old?
Imagine being a critic giving that movie like a good rating. You're like, this is great. He falls in love with AI. Look at that acting. It's not even a real person. It's AI.
I don't know. I'm sure there's worse. I feel.
Movie critics suck. I hate movie critics, even though I'm a critic myself to movies.
Yeah, but movie critics who do it professionally have a little bit. They have a little bit too much arrogance.
Of course.
You know what I mean? It's a
They're
little like.
I get paid to watch movies all day.
Yeah, and it's also like, think about how you're.
Pisses me off too. During the pandemic, they get to work from home. You know, probably because there was no movie. The movie theaters were shut down. Bud, where do you think they were watching them?
You think they had to go to movie theaters? I guess so. Maybe.
Oh, dude, of course. Like, you ever bump into a movie critic at a theater?
No.
I did it on a Tuesday one time. She offered us $1 bill on if we remembered the advertisements from the movies. Maybe she wasn't a critic. I don't know.
Wait, okay, so what does she like write for or something? Because you know how there's like Rotten Tomatoes.
It's tough to say. I don't know.
You know, like I'm talking like Rotten Tomatoes.
It's probably like an NPC.
What's that?
Non-playable character. Just like
what? I've never heard that.
You've never heard of what an NPC is?
No.
It's just like one of the.
What is this from?
It's like a little like it's like a joke that everybody kind of does. It's like you play a video game and there's like NPCs everywhere in the game. Like, you know how you're the main character of a video game?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone who's just a generic character that says like pre-made statements is an NPC. Oh. So like you're at the grocery store and you walk by somebody and like somebody's like, nice weather we're having today. You're like, oh, that NPC over there.
Oh my gosh,
like,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny.
Like
I've
these
been
insurgents.
seeing videos. There's good videos on TikTok where like people like pretend to be NPCs and they go up to random people in the grocery store and they're like, wow, there's a lot of product in here. It's just like they say things like that. It's pretty comical, you know?
Wow, that's crazy.
It is pretty
Dude,
good.
I really wish I kind of went with the PlayStation. I mean,
dude, sometimes I do the same thing.
Wait, what are you talking about? Xbox or PlayStation? What do you play this stuff on?
Xbox is like my favorite thing to play on right now.
And what does everybody else play on?
Everybody
Xbox?
plays on Xbox right now.
So
PS5 though seems like a lot of fun.
But can you still play with Xbox people?
Kinda, some games.
Some games, yeah.
But you can't like really chat with them.
That's annoying.
The chat is so cool. That's the coolest part about Xbox. It feels like a party. Like you join the Xbox party, you're in an actual party.
That's crazy.
Like a bunch of my friends who don't have, like, they're in their 30s and like they just don't do anything all day. That party is open all day long.
Right.
24 hours a day, there's somebody in that party just
That's
sitting
amazing.
there. It's pretty wild. Yeah, you just jump in. You feel lonely at home, you just jump in the party.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, what game?
Annie, it doesn't matter what game you're playing. You can just be in the party chatting with your friends.
Oh, so nobody's playing? Is somebody playing?
Everybody.
A game?
Some people are watching movies. Some people are just like doing other things. Some people aren't even playing on their Xbox. They're just like they're using the chat.
Can you see their screens?
You can see what they're playing. Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, this show's so advanced now. Have you ever seen those competitions?
They got golf on Switch Sports now.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
It's fun.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying is instead of the whatever, the Nintendo, what is it? Switch. Right? Instead of that, I wish I got the Xbox. Because it's kind of like...
It's never too late. I got one in my closet. I'll sell you. Cheap as shit.
Yeah, my cousin's looking for one, too.
Even one for like $120.
Which one is that?
It's the Xbox One.
Which is...
It's not the newest, but it's like right before the newest.
Oh,
but it's still as good as the new.
And you can play all the older ones on it?
You can play everything on there. And you can play it with everyone now, but...
I want to play San Andreas.
You can definitely play that on there.
Yeah, and then
fun.
some crazy racing game. It would be cool. Like,
dude, I love racing games. People don't like to play them. I love to play them though.
I
love a nice racing game.
I think Mario Kart's obviously one of the best ones.
Of course,
but
the Mario movie looks epic.
Wow, where's that?
Super Mario movie? You haven't seen the trailer?
No.
Looks pretty good. It features like a Mario Kart scene.
Really?
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Is it animated or real life?
It's animated.
Okay. You know how they try to do like Clifford the Big Red Dog?
And
they
did
make
live action Mario back in the day. You see that new movie Will Smith just dropped?
No, but I saw he was doing some interviews.
Yeah, it was about it's about like slavery and whatnot, and it's like there's a white producer on the movie, right?
Is he the main producer?
I'm not sure. I didn't look that far in it,
producer?
but here's the problem with the white producer. He showed up at the red carpet event with an authentic photograph of a slave in his pocket.
And
It was so
I'm assuming
cringe,
it wasn't received
man.
well.
Yeah, it was very cringe, and he's getting blasted on the internet as he should. I mean, it's like, dude.
What did
like,
he show it off? What was he like waving
Dude,
around?
it was like flaunting it almost. Like the interviewer, when he pulled it out, she was kind of like cringe. She took a step back, you could kind of tell, and she was just like, "Where did you get this?" And he was like, he like had a tone in his voice like, "I bought it."
like
and
at
it-
an auction.
Yeah, and it was just like, dude, like,
That's unbelievable.
it's like, what are you doing right now? It's just like, this is like not a cool thing. It's not a flex. Like, that's disgusting.
I think he thought that it was probably going to bring him positive press when it's the obvious.
The fact that you would even try to use that for any type of publicity
Right.
is sickening. But
Well, it's funny. It is interesting to see, like, how did he get it?
yeah, he bought it.
Oh, he bought
That's
it.
what he said. He came out and said, "I bought it."
Oh,
and
he
did
said
it
that
in
too?
yeah, dude. He did it in an aggressive tone too. And I was just like, dude, you sicko. Like it's a like rich white dude buying photos of slaves is like that's disgusting in my eyes.
Did any celebrities hop on it yet? Where they're just
I would
like-
hope so. I mean, like that's gross.
Yeah,
It's gross.
it's
It would be like a white supremacist buying like photos of Hitler, pretty much. You know,
right.
it's just like disgusting.
Yeah, I think like even if it's for a movie, that's the
Even
veil.
then, yeah,
You
it's
know,
just
it's like,
like
well, it's
yeah.
for a movie, and you know what's crazy? There's gonna be a lot of it's just gonna be how do you just thinking back to how you replicate and how you're gonna make that real. It's gonna
something
be
that-
very uncomfortable.
yeah.
You know, it's gonna be very uncomfortable for a white producer. I feel like to be.
Yeah.
What about the director? Who's the director?
I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. I have no
You
idea.
know?
I didn't look that far into it because I'm still
Maybe it
like
doesn't
this.
matter.
I'm still
I
like
don't
this
know.
on Will Smith. You know, I'm like
Yeah. What?
smack my man up. You know, Chris Rock. You got to be like on his side.
What?
It was like when Kanye kind of came at Chappelle. It's like kind of got to be on Chappelle's side there.
He came at Chappelle.
Yeah, he said. He said Dave Chappelle is not funny.
What?
Yeah, did you see Kanye double down
No.
on this Hitler thing? He's like Hitler didn't do that bad of stuff.
A little bit.
Yeah, it was bad.
I just saw the headlines of like him going on Alex Jones's show
Dude,
and saying
it's
something
wild. He pulled out a net and was like, "This is Nettie. Meet my friend Nettie." He was like, it was a bizarre interview.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait. So what happened? I'm assuming it was at Chappelle's monologue,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He was pretty much saying that he wasn't like funny at all and stuff like that. And he's a hack and he steals jokes from some comedian that like
What?
nobody. Dude, it was wild, man.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's ridiculous.
It was wild.
I bet you nobody took that seriously.
My friend called me up immediately when that interview dropped, and he was just like, he's like, "Dude, what's it like, man? Two of your idols going at it." I was like, dude, stop, man, stop.
Dude, it's crazy because I feel like he still has a lot of support. Yeah, he still has a lot of support.
Yeah, it's kind of
Especially the
wild.
kids. I feel like the
Yeah.
kids who are just kind of like,
And like me, I'm over here looking at all my Yeezys, like,
did they drop in value?
I don't know.
Or did they go up?
I don't
because
know.
It's
I
limited?
really don't know.
Well,
I know Kyrie's sneakers went up. He
Who's
got dropped. Kyrie's a basketball player that got dropped by Nike.
they got dropped.
Nike
Why?
dropped him because he posted an anti-Semitic video, a link to an anti-Semitic video that's on Amazon.
What?
He posted this video without any context, just posted it on his Twitter.
To Amazon? What Amazon video? Like a movie?
Yeah, it was like a movie.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know. And then he like kind of doubled down.
Dude, when you're at that
The
level,
double down is like my new favorite thing. I like watching famous people double down on shit. You're just like, man, you're just ruining your career. I was like, man,
yeah.
I was like, man, the double down. You gotta. That's just.
You gotta respect it sometimes. Sometimes it's got, you hear Elon banned him. Kanye,
Yeah.
right? That kind of came out.
Elon.
He's like, I had enough,
Elon-
man. He's like, you're gonna make me look like an idiot.
Yeah,
I've already
Elon's
let so
too
many
funny.
people go. I mean,
Elon's wild.
he really is. I mean, what's he gonna do next? Yo, did you see the new the flying car is actually a thing now?
I know. Remember people like 10 years ago they were like, that'll never be a thing?
Yeah. Isn't that unbelievable?
It's pretty wild.
It's in
they're
Dubai.
like not even that badly priced. They're like $198,000.
Yeah, I believe.
Like you have to think, it's a flying car, okay?
Yeah, you gotta-
This is a flying car.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got a parachute built in it.
Obviously, it costs like more than a normal car, and
Yeah.
like for me to say it's cheap, that's decently cheap.
Relative.
If I was like a millionaire and I was like, huh, oh yeah.
Right. Well, the other thing is it could be
The
up.
problem is it's going to be like. The problem is when a flying car crashes, it's a lot different than when a car crashes on the ground.
Yes, or engine failure. Duh.
Dude, yeah, like imagine flying over somebody's house and then you just catch a flying car in your like living room or while you're taking a shower.
Well, you know what they said? It's going to be low altitude. And
Low altitude?
Yeah, so they're not going to go that
You mean
high.
altitude?
What did I say?
You said altitude.
Like I don't know what else that's like. Alchemist.
Yeah, it was like you were
Alchemist.
pressing the alt button on a keyboard with attitude.
Yeah, you gotta what was I saying? The
Yeah, you were like the altitude.
altitude. Yeah. Dude, it only goes 36 minutes though.
It only goes 36
It needs
minutes.
to land after
What?
36 minutes. So it's made for like local.
Dude,
city
imagine running
crazy
out of
travel.
gas and you're like just trying to punch it to the next station and you're just like, oh no.
It does have a parachute built in it. Isn't that kind of cool?
No, it's not that cool because then
I mean, if something happens, you need.
if somebody crashes into my house, I want them to die too.
But your house isn't going to be there. That's the point. It's like not flying in those areas.
Oh, it's like on track.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing
Yeah.
they're doing. They're trying to develop.
They're gonna build a road in the sky.
Yeah, like a flight path, basically. And
Yeah.
then they have to approve it. Like, what are the laws and stuff up here?
Dude, it's dangerous as hell.
It is very dangerous.
I don't like it actually.
Yeah. What's going on with the railroad?
What railroad?
Like the trains, taking trains. I think there's a strike, like a big strike
What
going
are you
on.
saying?
Because that's the other mode.
Why'd you ask me like I would know?
I don't know.
You think I take a lot of trains?
Because you said you don't like to fly, so you mean you got to.
It's not that I don't like to fly. It's just like, yeah, you should probably fly every like 4 or 5 years so you don't get scared of it, you know?
Yeah.
Every
that's
time I
true.
look at a plane, though, I do get a little fearful. Like, I look at it, I'm like, isn't that crazy? Like, that's like probably like a couple tons. Things just up in the air right now.
Dude, do you know what the other?
It doesn't even wholly make a whole lot of sense.
Did you hear about FedEx?
There's people in there drinking. They're just having drinks up there.
Yeah, people are having a good time. Here's the crazy part: like pilots are falling asleep. Pilots are scary nowadays. Where you're seeing some videos where it's like they don't have as much control as you think. You know, still statistically, it's safe to fly.
All
Not
those
to scare
buttons
you.
in there kind of paranoid me. You're like, what are all those buttons for?
Yeah, you know what's crazy? You know FedEx, the plane, like when they have to transport packages and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, they now in their planes have like missile interceptors. So like basically, if there was something coming at it, it has
They
like
drop like flares.
no, not flares. It has like basically I think weapons.
Yeah, it's like flares because missiles are like heat seeking.
What's a flare? Oh, a flare would intercept it. Yes.
Yeah, I
Okay.
play a lot of Ace Combat. It's like a Top Gun simulator.
Ah. Oh, dude, you're
Pretty
so
cool game.
glad that you got to insert that in there. You're like, oh,
My
man.
favorite is like when I make Misbah laugh, he does one of these.
Yeah.
That's how I know like I've hit a really funny joke, and I'm like, man, maybe I should double back and take a look at that.
Well, maybe that's the end. Is that your closer?
Pretty much, yeah. I guess we'll talk about like the comedy scene really quick. I mean,
Oh yeah.
it's been pretty good out there. I got to
got
go
a
to
show
Philly
coming
a little
up?
bit more. Got a show coming up in Delaware. Eric Terrell
Did
on
you
the
figure
show.
out where it is yet?
It's in Delaware.
You don't know where the venue?
Hey, don't put me on blast like that, buddy. It's down in Delaware. It's gonna be a good time. Show
Somewhere
up.
fun in Delaware.
This episode will be up before then. Yeah, 16th. Yeah. Stay tuned for our Christmas episode coming next.